So Deshaun Watson this year is a guy that has flown under my radar, most likely because the Houston Texans stink. They're 4-9. They have no chance of making the playoffs. And I haven't watched much of them this year. Haven't heard much about them. So based on their record and the notion that Deshaun Watson is their whole team, it got me thinking, like, is Deshaun Watson, does he stink? Like, I haven't really checked up on how he's been doing this year. I haven't really checked in on their games. Haven't kept updated on the Houston Texans whatsoever. I just assumed that Deshaun Watson was having a terrible year because they were a playoff team last year. They're 4-9 this year. Come to find out, I check, and oh no, Deshaun Watson's actually having a very, very good year. His quarterback rating's like 110. He's thrown 26 touchdowns. He's only thrown 5 picks. Gotten sacked a bunch of times. So Deshaun Watson is still very, very good at football and still has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league for a long time. The issue that we're having is he's on the Houston Texans, and unfortunately he just signed a big contract, so he's stuck there. And the last guy, the guy who's no longer their coach slash GM, screwed him. It's just this is a lesson. The lesson in how to mismanage one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like, you have a talent, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, if you're a Houston Texans fan, you should, over the span of his career, think that you get at least one Super Bowl. You get to celebrate at least one Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson is that good. He is a Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback, no doubt. The problem is, the guy that you last hired, and I'm not even gonna shit on Bill O'Brien's coaching ability because he's not a terrible coach, but the fact that at some point you decided to make him general manager boggles my mind, because he has set that franchise back. It started last year. I think it was him. Might have been the last guy. I don't know. He definitely had a part in it. When you trade 2 first-round picks for Laramie Tunsil, who is a good left tackle in the NFL. But if you're going to trade 2 first-round picks, he better be like a top 3 left tackle to protect Deshaun Watson in the NFL. And clearly, it ain't helping this year because Deshaun Watson's been sacked 39 times, which is just outrageous. Look at what happened to Andrew Luck. If you're a Houston fan, you know the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck got killed week in, week out, year after year, and he ended up retiring. Unfortunately, it was when they got a really good offensive line. He decided to walk away, but at that point the damage was done. They literally outshined Deshaun Watson. They have nothing. So they traded 2 first-round picks for Laramie Tunsil. He's good. He ain't great. You have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And you trade him because you don't get along. So you're Bill O'Brien, you don't get along with DeAndre Hopkins. You trade him. You figure at the very least, maybe you could recoup like 2 of the first-round picks. All right, you traded 2 for Laramie Tunsil. Maybe you at least get 1 back. 1 in like a third. Nah, you trade him for a second. A second-round pick. One of the best receivers in the NFL. You trade him for a second-round pick. And David Johnson. How is that working out for you? I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson has more rushing yards. He might lead the Houston Texans in rushing yards this year. They don't... Feel bad for Romeo Crennel. Seems like a good guy. Good coach. Really took over a shit sandwich when Bill O'Brien, the last guy, got fired after his terrible decision-making. He didn't even get fired because he was a shitty coach. He got fired because he was an awful, maybe the worst general manager going. So I feel bad for Romeo Crennel. Deshaun Watson, on paper, the receivers aren't terrible. Will Fuller, he's a burner. Not bad. Out for this year. Got hurt. I was kind of advocating for the Packers to trade for him. Brandon Cooks on paper looked like he was going to be good, but he apparently just doesn't have anything left. Randall Cobb didn't have anything left when he was in Green Bay. That was 3 years ago. Love the guy, but just the truth. Can't name their tight end. Their running backs are Duke and David Johnson. They ain't great. Again, Deshaun Watson, I feel like, leads them in rushing most weeks from what I was looking at, past stats. And because of the damage that Bill O'Brien has caused, trading away picks, trading away players, I don't know how far back. So they need to get a good guy. Eric Bieniemy would probably be a great person to hire in Houston. They need to hit this head coaching search out of the park. They need to get a really good general manager because the damage that Bill O'Brien did in his short time as a general manager, I don't know how far back that set the franchise. You have the cornerstone. You have Deshaun Watson. You need some receivers. You need a line. Defense doesn't look great because you just made Mitch Trubisky look like Dan Marino, and your running back David Johnson. If this was 2016, he'd be really good, but he just doesn't have it anymore. He's been hurt. Injuries are piling up, and Duke Johnson is a receiving back, and he's been in the league what's it, like 4 or 5 years now. So they literally need everything outside of quarterback play. So it looks like it's gonna take some time. But you get a good coach in there. You have Deshaun Watson. He's super talented. So a good coach and a good general manager, maybe one big time receiver, one decent hit it in the draft. I mean, it could turn around quickly, but if you don't hit a couple draft picks with what you have left and you don't sign anyone, like this rebuild, based on what Bill O'Brien did, could take a little bit. But if you're a Houston Texans fan, you should still keep the faith because, again, at the end of the day, you have Deshaun Watson. You have him locked up. You have him locked up. And he 100% is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. You need to hire. If you're them, you're hoping they hire a very good GM. And they need to hit the coach out of the park. They need to. They can't waste another 2 or 3 years of Deshaun Watson. And if I'm them, I'm the new GM, I'm looking at how many times Deshaun Watson's getting sacked this year, and that is the first thing I'm addressing. You already got the left tackle. Tunsil, he's there. He's locked in. You signed him to $60 million for 3 years. He's there. But you need to build the rest of the line because Deshaun Watson can't keep taking this beating. I don't think he'll retire early like Andrew Luck did, but you sure as shit believe that when this contract's over, if the Houston Texans are not much better, or an 8-8 team, 9-6, and not really making not a legitimate run to the Super Bowl, he will go elsewhere because he knows he's that damn good, and he knows he can and should win a Super Bowl before his career is up. But again, news to me. I just assumed Deshaun Watson was really sucking this year. No, he might be having one of his best years. He might be having the best year of his career. Only 5 interceptions. That's crazy. They're 4-9. Get this man some help. And while you're at it, go subscribe to the channel. I don't ask that much for you to do that, but that would be great. And if you're a Texans fan, let me know how you feel about the things I just said. And if you're just a fan of Deshaun Watson in general, who's not? You should be if you aren't. I don't know what you're doing. What more can you want? Let me know how badly the Houston Texans are wasting him right now and how far back Bill O'Brien set him and how much of a... I was going to call him a bad word, but he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He was just an awful GM. We'll catch you in the next one.